How would you like to gain control over your golf shots? Today's video, I'm going to talk you through a lesson I've given thousands of times. And every time I give the lesson, the student looks at me, smiles, and goes, huh, that is so simple. I can't believe I didn't think of that before. Okay, so growing up, I was often praised by the adults I played golf with, and certainly as I got better by more players I tend to play tournament golf with, that I hit the ball pretty straight. And I was a pretty good ball striker. Now let me get the story straight. I was not a particularly good ball striker. The ball didn't rocket off the face with amazing fizz, but it hit the ball pretty straight. And that was because of a lesson I had self-learned many years ago. I asked this question to all of my in-person students once they hit a shot, and I look at myself, okay, what caused that to happen? I'm then followed up with, I don't know. Don't know why the golf ball went left. I don't know why the golf ball went right. So let's just sidetrack very briefly for a moment. If I were to ask you to hit a tennis ball to the left side of the tennis court, so your opponent's right side or your left side as you look at it, could you do it? The answer for pretty much every person is, well, yes. Off they go. Could you hit the ball to the right side of the tennis court from the exact same position? Well, yes. Off they go. And I ask the question, okay, what did you do? Well, I just changed the racket face direction. Fantastic. So how do we change this direction? And again, I often get looked at quite puzzled. Guys, it's very simple. The handle up here. As I twist and move my handle, my club face orientation changes. And the club face orientation only changes because of these. From a coaching perspective, it's crazy to watch students hit a golf ball and not understand and not know, this should be lesson 101, why the golf ball went into what direction it went into. Now, we're not talking about curvature, we're talking about start line here, okay? So, why the ball start left? Why the ball start right? What makes it start straight? So, when we understand very simply that your hands control what the club does, and last I checked, you control what your hands do. You can make the hands do whatever you want. We should be setting our attention and setting our focus onto what the hands are actually doing. So I ask players to play a little game. And it's a brilliant game in an indoor studio or a driving range where you don't have to pick up the golf balls. And I call it calibration. It's a very simple game. All I'm going to ask for you guys to do, set yourself up at a straight target. So for instance, on this particular software, we've got a nice big white line down the center line of the screen. And if you were, say, on the driving range, I might say pick a, grab a 7-iron, pick a target, say 150 yards, 150 meters, whatever distance you hit your 7-iron to. Pick that target, and I want you to be aiming at that target. So for instance here, we've got this white line down the center line here, we've got a 164 meter target with my 7-iron in hand. And what I ask players to do, as a right-handed golfer, the first shot I want you to hit is try to hook the ball as far left as you can, okay? So we're gonna calibrate to see how our hands work. So set myself up here, I'm gonna try to, from a dead straight setup, so everything has to be neutral. I can't pull my foot back, I can't change it. I have to set myself up as if I'm gonna hit a dead straight shot. And from here, I'm gonna try to just use my hands to rotate over and try and move that golf ball as far left as possible. So as you can see on the screen up here, we've got the golf ball traveling over to the left. It's gone offline 22 meters, fantastic, okay? The second shot we're gonna hit. Exactly the same again. We're going to aim for a nice straight shot. And now I'm going to try to make the golf ball go as far right as possible. So I'm going to do that by opening up my hands. Doesn't have to be a pretty strike. We're talking about hand calibration. So we've got the golf ball going 17 meters off to the right. Fantastic. Now the third part we're going to do, this is always the hardest part. I'm going to ask you guys to now hit a straight shot. So we know what it feels like to make the golf ball go left. We know it feels like to make the golf ball go right. Straight doesn't have to be arrow straight, but it's certainly, within a sort of 5 or 6 meter target zone would be amazing. We then set ourselves up, and with that in mind, think about how the hands are going to move through the golf swing to ensure that their club face is relatively straight through the hitting area. And that is not a terrible effort as it comes down. We are 2 meters to the right of the target. So through this simple calibration, through hitting golf balls and moving my hands enough to make the ball go left, moving my hands enough to make the golf ball go right, we can begin to train the feeling and have an awareness of what our hands are doing throughout the golf swing, and especially what they're doing in impact to ensure that this club face is square. Now, Again, your club path is going to dictate the shape of the shot that you get. That's important to understand. But if you can square your face up at point of contact, if you can have your face under your control, it doesn't have to be perfectly square, it's just got to be, neutral for the shot you're hitting. Having an awareness of what your club face is doing and having a bigger awareness that you control it with what your hands are doing is going to help you guys hit the golf ball so much better, so much straighter, and hopefully help keep that golf ball in play more often and set yourself up more opportunities to score better. So that'll be a little bit of a different video today there, guys, from what we've done in recent weeks and months, but I really felt it was important to share this message. As I said, even this past month alone, I think I've done 4 school programs where we've discussed this. I've done a handful of in-person lessons where we've discussed it with brand new first-time students. So I wanted to share it with you because I feel it's a lesson that everyone should know. Lesson 101, understand that your hands control the club, that club face is going to control your start line, and we're going to give ourselves the best opportunity to hit the golf ball where we want to go if we're aware that these are actually a really important part of the swing itself. As always, guys, I really do appreciate you taking time to watch today's video. I do hope you found it helpful, and I do hope that it's better helping you understand, how to get the golf ball around the golf course in fewer shots. As always, if you did like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. That's very, very helpful for myself and growing the channel. Don't forget, if you've got a friend that needs some help, please share the video with them. Let them know that there's some good quality information out there that can help their game and ultimately help your 4-ball as a group when you're playing. If you want to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. As you see in previous videos, I'm more than happy to engage in comments. If you have a question about the current video, past videos, or maybe just a question in general, if I can help, I'll be more than happy to answer that for you. Above all else, do not forget to subscribe. Make sure that you hit that little bell when you do to ensure that you get notified when the videos drop each and every week. And we do have a couple of videos per week coming out at the moment, so you won't want to miss those. Until next time, guys, happy golfing.